This could very well change everything for the Chicago White Sox because Kyle Teel is finally on his way back, and the White Sox needed this. This is a huge deal right now because the White Sox are playing way better than anyone expected, sitting at 19 and 21 right now, right in the mix of the AL Central. What's going on, White Sox fans? Welcome back to White Sox Digest. My name's Anthony. Let's get right into today's video. Like I said, Kyle Teel on his way back. Right here, Kyle Teel is scheduled to begin a rehab assignment with Charlotte on Tuesday versus Norfolk. Brooke Fletcher reported. It's been reported everywhere. There's stories and reports everywhere. I'm here to cover it all. But like I said, the White Sox win back-to-back games over the Mariners. Team's trending upwards right now, and we're getting one of our best young players back when we're sitting just second in the AL Central, just one game back. And if you didn't see the jacket, I love this jacket, even though the uniforms are kind of ugly. Love this jacket. But let's get into everything. Kyle Teel. The injury started back March 10th. Suffered a grade 2 strain on the right hamstring, running at a double for Team Italy in the World Baseball Classic. It was actually against Team USA. At first, the recovery looked like 4 to 6 weeks, but the timeline kept getting stretched after he tweaked the injury again, which is why he's only now finally getting back into game option in AAA. The biggest issue was always his running. Teel has even said catching and hitting hasn't been the problems. It was getting the hamstring healthy enough to handle the explosive movements with running the bases. And I'd imagine playing catcher is pretty taxing on the hammy. That's why this past weekend was so important, because Teel has resumed running the bases at right field, and White Sox general manager Chris Getz even said this was probably the final hurdle before his rehab assignment, and he was correct. He is starting his rehab assignment in Charlotte on Tuesday. Teel even said he feels really good right now, and he's just excited to get playing. He's also made it clear how much he loves the White Sox, how the White Sox are playing right now. He said, "Oh my gosh, so excited. I'm ready to get playing. I feel really good right now, just excited to get playing. It's been a minute, so looking forward to it." And the excitement on him coming back, again, this was him. Someone asked him, I think in the story, was like, would you be back this weekend if you could, about the Mariners or the Cubs? He said, of course, of course. And then he said, this team is electric right now. The attitude, how hard everyone's playing, and the success that we're having. I can't wait to be a part of it and help contribute. Everyone's just having so much fun. I love hearing that from Kyle Teel because the dugout does look fun. The White Sox do look like a fun team right now. That's not just a nice quote. That's a young player who knows he's returning to a team with real energy, and he wants to be a part of it, which I love. Now, his rehab plan is pretty straightforward. Teel's expected to catch in the first rehab game with Charlotte on Tuesday, likely serve as the designated hitter in the next one. I think he said multiple reports had him saying he'll only catch about 5 innings in that first game, gradually build back up, which is kind of the thing you want to be cautious about him with that hammy, especially coming off a real hammy injury. But the White Sox aren't setting an exact return date yet. This is what Venable said. Will Venable said he'll have a few games, and then we'll read where we're at, depending on where we're at. Depending where the bats are at, how he's feeling, we'll make a decision and go. And then Teel also said this, it's exciting. Kyle's a real good player for us. He means a lot to the team in the clubhouse and on the field, so hopefully he can go out there, get himself ready, and excited for when he can join us. I think Venable is managing the team greatly so far, bringing new guys in, kind of a short leash with the mistakes and the young players getting up, but even the bench coach is excited. Walker McKinven told us before the game that they're really excited to get Kyle Teel back. He called Teel one of the most athletic catchers in the league, and he said that they believe his ceiling is extremely high. I couldn't agree more with the coaches here. The White Sox, like I said, the White Sox aren't setting a specific date on it yet because they just don't know with the hammy. I mean, you got to see in AAA. They don't need to force it, especially since the offense and pitching has been strong, which is a little bit of a surprise for the South Side. Enough to keep Chicago in the conversation while he's been out, which is kind of crazy because I remember watching that World Baseball Classic game, and with a bunch of White Sox fans, Kyle Teel goes down. Even though he wasn't on Team USA, we were sitting there stressing. But that's the part what makes this so exciting is the team is competing. We're not just trying to stay afloat. We're kind of legitimate in the AL Central right now. We're early in the season. I'm not saying we're legitimate playoff spot right now, but we're an interesting team with some star level power from Southside Samurai, Murakami, Colson Montgomery steaming hot, and we're getting crazy production from Vargas, Antonacci, and Mydroth. Mydroth's like leading the AL Central at second base right now, I'm pretty sure, in stats. But the starting pitching has also taken a step forward. Noah Schultz had that little bump in the road against the Angels, but Davis Martin, let's pull up these stats right here. Davis Martin this season, 50 innings pitched, 1.62 ERA, 52 Ks, and a 1.00 whip, which is walks and hits per innings pitched, something like that. And I noticed in that Sir Anthony video, I said like 62.3 innings pitch. I know it's 62 and a third innings pitch or something like that. I was literally just so out of it. But Davis Martin has been going off this year, and when Kyle Teel comes back, he's not just joining a team limping along. He's joining a team that's actually trying to build something right here. And why this also matters so much is because the catcher spot has been one of the weakest on the roster right now, with Edgar Quero struggling to find form. And the White Sox have brought in multiple backups. I mean, Reese McGuire before DFAing him. And then Drew Romo, which I kind of love Drew Romo right now. He's been hitting the ball, switch hitter, I love him. But quick stat about Edgar. Out of 42 total challenges, he's issued 18. Out of 42 total challenges he's won 18, lost 24. No other catcher has lost more than 20 ABS challenges. That's brutal for our catcher. And I'm sorry, but he's got to go. He's just not seeing the ball, and I think that when Kyle gets back, he might split time with Romo or Quero, but that's terrible from Quero right there. Teel changes that immediately, I believe. I think he's the catcher of the future, and everyone said he was going into the season before the injury. Hopefully, he lives up to the hype. Obviously, a lot of expectations, but last season, he hit .273 batting average with 8 home runs, 35 RBIs, while also walking 37 times on 297 plate appearances. That's the kind of approach and production that gives Chicago a real chance to like deepen and lengthen the lineup, get another dangerous left-handed bat in the middle of the order, just to knock runs in, because we left bases juiced. We left bases just standing there twice against the Mariners. Luckily, we came out and won. But like I said, there's going to be I think when he gets back, he's going to see more playing time once he's healthy. Hopefully, if the bat's there, probably split time between Teel, Quero, Romo. We'll see how it goes. But the door's wide open for Teel to take over if he starts hitting the ball right away. That's what I'm trying to get at. And honestly, it wouldn't be shocking because Teel reportedly added 20 pounds of muscle this offseason because he wanted more pop. And with how explosive the White Sox lineup has been, the extra power could matter fast. If he comes back and starts driving the ball, Chicago suddenly gets another deep or even deeper in the middle of the lineup, which is scary for the rest of the AL Central. I'll just put that there. The White Sox are already hanging around in the race. Like I said, Teel could be a kind of addition that quietly just pushes us past that 500 mark. I want to get to 500 so bad. And just get to that White Sox. We're like kind of surprising right now. We just got to get to that very surprising, dangerous, fun team. That's what I want to see right now. So this isn't just a rehab update. This is the White Sox potentially getting back one of the most important young pieces in the organization right now. Let me know what you're thinking. How big of a boost is Kyle Teel when he gets back? Watch out AL Central. Decent boost. Got to see how it goes. Or Drew Romo's the truth. Drew Romo is the truth right now, I think. I'm loving Drew Romo, but I'm very excited to see how Kyle Teel goes. I might even watch that AAA game tomorrow. But the White Sox start a series against the Royals on Tuesday, too. As always, thanks for watching. Thank you for all the support as of late. Thank you for all the likes, comments, subscribes. Please continue to like, comment, and subscribe. As always, go White Sox. I'll be here tomorrow.